What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to my unboxing and tabletop, or should I say countertop review of the Primary Arms 1-6 scope with their ACSS Reticle. Now, I've been looking at doing some 3-gun courses over the summer, and the courses I'm looking at have shots out to 600 yards. And even though in previous matches I've had success with the loophole 1.5 to 4 times scope, I think the Primary Arm scope would be even more helpful in the courses I'm looking at. So, without further ado, let's break open the box and look at the product. Battery, manual, cleaning cloth, and that's it. Most quality 1-6 scopes cost more than $1,000, so Primary Arms sent shockwaves through the shooting community when they said they could bring this scope to market at $279.99. There are hardly any quality 1-4 scopes at that price point, let alone a 1-6 scope from a trustworthy manufacturer. And the reason they can bring us the scope at this price point is because the scope is made in China. This designation is going to be a big deal to a lot of people, but just know this: Primary Arms' flagship product, their micro aimpoint clone, is very well received within the shooting community. A lot of people would rather pay $100 for a Primary Arms product as opposed to a $600 aimpoint and use the rest of the money for ammo. Their products, even though they're made in China, are very dependable, very rugged, very reliable. So I have no doubt that this scope will withstand a lot of abuse. It will serve me well through my matches until I upgrade to a higher quality scope. But if I do like the scope enough, I might not even feel the need to upgrade. Outside of its price point, one of the distinguishing features of this scope is its ACSS, that's Advanced Combat Sighting System, reticle, which allows for quick target acquisition up to 800 yards. It's a second focal plane scope, meaning the reticle remains the same size through the different zoom levels, and the subtensions of the reticle are only valid at the highest level of zoom. The manual includes ways to zero your scope depending on your barrel length and caliber and the muzzle velocity of the caliber that you're shooting. The horseshoe with the dot can be used at close range, and subtensions go out, accounting for bullet drop up to 800 yards. If you don't know the range of your target that's standing, you can just use this chart, putting their feet at the bottom, and depending on how high they are, that's the range they're at. And this line should bracket the shoulder width of an average size male. So if the shoulder width of your target is this long, then they're 600 yards away. If it's this long, they're 400 yards away, so on and so forth. So I think this is a really cool reticle. It also allows for windage holds. It's an 8.6 mile per hour lead, average speed of a target holding a weapon. The reticle has partial illumination. There is no illumination for the ranger of standing targets. There are 11 illumination settings, and I checked, there does seem to be a little bit of a halo around the scope at the highest brightness setting. So we'll see how it looks in actual daytime. The turrets are capped, and you can make half MOA, that's half an inch at 100 yard adjustments. The clicks, I think they could be a little bit tighter. I would like them to be a little bit harder to move, but I have zero doubts that this scope will hold zero even on higher calibers. There is also a fast focus eyepiece. I'm not going to be able to say much about this scope in terms of eye relief, field of view, general glass clarity until I'm able to take it out to the range and outdoor range. This is just a tabletop review. The mount that I'm going to be using with this scope is the Primary Arms Deluxe Scope Mount, which is also made in China. There's not a whole lot of bells and whistles, no quick detach, but it came at a discount once you bought their scope. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about the Primary Arms 1-6 scope. Oh, I forgot to mention, this scope weighs 17.6 ounces. So it's no featherweight. With the mount, it'll probably weigh more than an EOTech and a magnifier. But 17.6 ounces is pretty standard for 1 to 6 scopes. Anyway, that's all I can really say about the scope without putting live rounds through it. I will have 2 more videos talking about the scope. One where I use the scope in close range applications, and one where I really take the scope out and stretch its legs to 500 and 600 yards. But thank you guys for watching this really quick countertop review. My name is David, and I will see you next video.